Hey, this is how I added a hacksaw blade to the Leatherman Wave. Um, I found that the Leatherman Wave had redundant knife blades on it, and I believe the Surge does too. I found that the hacksaw blade, the serrated blade was utterly useless when there's a perfectly fine straight blade on here. I think it's a total waste of space, and I think Leatherman made a really big mistake doing that on the Surge and the Wave. That being said, the Wave, at least, comes with a file, a diamond file, and the wood saw, but it lacks an option for a hacksaw. The Surge has a T-shank adapter on it that allows you to swap out different blades and files from a number of manufacturers because it's a standard. But I have two issues with that. One, I don't own a Surge because it's too big for my taste. The Wave is about as big as I would want to go. The second issue with the T-shank adapter on the Wave is you actually have to cut a portion of the handle frame here away. I don't really want to modify the tool in that way. Because basically to get a new handle frame I have to buy a new tool, whereas some other parts like blades are available on eBay. The other reason why I didn't like that idea is because the T-shank adapter itself takes up quite a bit of space. So I believe it's about that big from the pictures I've seen online, which means that all of this space here is wasted cutting edge or utility space. So by doing a mod like this, you get a full length of the frame hacksaw blade. With that being said, this mod is fairly simple to do, but it does take some time. Now, I'm not going to use this hacksaw all the time, whereas, I'll be more apt to use the wood saw, because obviously hacksaws are a non-serviceable, disposable item. So this is more of last resort. I don't have access to a hacksaw and I need to cut something metal, then I'm going to use the hacksaw here. That being said, it'll probably take me about 20 minutes to retrofit another blade on. So the first thing I did was cut off the blade here, basically just have the tang of the blade here for the lock face on the back of it. I notched it out with I used a belt sander and a file. So the blade nests into here, and then it's full thickness here, this end of the blade, and then here it's partial thickness. And it's just thin enough that the blade fits in there. And then the blade is obviously cut down to a certain length, and the back of the blade has a hole drilled in it. Then I put a divot in for the blade stop, and because I'm using painted blades, when you test fit it, the detent ball, well, it's not really a ball, the detent ball, if you will, actually leaves a mark where it stops, so that's where you know to put the detent. Took away some of the teeth here just for safety's sake, and then just cut this end to fit and mesh in with the tang of the knife blade there. So it does take some time to fit it and get the fit right, but once you're done, you're left with a fairly clean hacksaw option for the Wave. As you can see, almost factory looking in a way. One thing that I did do, you have to make sure you put this hole in the right spot, because if you don't, the blade won't lock open. So it's a little bit tough to get it open. But once it's open here, you'll see that it's at a little bit of an angle, and that's because the blade stop is just the top of the hacksaw blade on the frame of the knife there. So you got to get this hole as low as you can go. This hole has to be lower on the blade here. It's a little bit high on this one. Put it as close as you can to the bottom. I could probably even go lower if I wanted to, just so that when the knife it's open, the top of the blade meets up with the frame there, and then you just have to make adjustments here to get everything tight. So it's a little finicky, and it takes some time to do it. But once you do it, you can get quite a few uses out of a hacksaw blade. If you're somebody that's going to be using the blade all the time, then maybe the T-shank adapter would be better for you. But as you can see, you have quite a bit of blade length there. It's locked up, and it's functional. So that's the mod. Oh, one other issue is with this setup is it does hit the lock, so you just have to have the lock depressed a little bit longer. So that's mod. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching.